other partners have people they reach, and when we create this kind of synergy, we are able to reach more people with business training, which is really needed for businesses.
Okay, well, so I'll just give an example. There's a group of young fellows in Buenda.
Yeah.
You know, Buenda is near town.
Yeah.
Let's take one example of young people in Buyala.
Yeah.
You know, excited. They're 5.
Yeah.
And they want to call upon you to be coached,
Yeah.
to be mentored. And I'll go to the mentorship aspect later. How easy would they find you? You know, how cheap would that be for them? You know, can they organize and say every Saturday we meet in this at the village church? Can you go there and help them?
Yeah, we have actually been doing that. We've done quite a number of trainings in the rural with Compassion Uganda, but also with different associations where young people come up and then they organize. So that is very true. When young people come up, young entrepreneurs, if you have your small business and you come up and then you ask us to come, we can come and we really charge a very affordable and at an affordable rate. But we give value because if you may realize that many businesses are started, but they don't leave the test of time. Many of them are making 1 year because the foundation is weak. And the biggest cause is that there is no preparation, there is no training, there is no mentorship, there is no coaching, and there is no networking, which would really help these young entrepreneurs survive the waves of entrepreneurship.
Well, I mean, our listeners, if you've been following the discussion on this program for the last 2 months, we brought an opportunity for the Innovation Village and told you can go to the village and get networking and all that. We brought you the opportunity of the Standard Bank Business Incubator. We said you can apply and actually be accessing mentorship and training, you know that. We've gone ahead and actually brought half bursaries for you to go and start a business.
Yeah.
Business is important because, I mean, the world revolves around business.
Yeah.
You know, even the avocado that is behind your garden, if you want to sell the 5 avocados, that's business.
Yeah.
You need to know how to. Last time we were here and we talked about bookkeeping.
Yeah.
You know, how do you keep the books of your small business? Right now, Eddie, I just told you that, well, if you are in that village and you feel like you don't want to travel, you don't want to leave your village, can you organize a weekend initiatives where you meet on Sunday and please call Eddie, you know, and Eddie comes over and they train you, you know? That is the only way we will be able, as young people or as people that are living in Busoga, to run our things in an organized manner, whether business or even anything that brings you money, even if it's sugarcane growing.
Yeah.
But you talked about, I mean, you can log in and get training. These days, young people have phones. I mean, everyone is accessing a smartphone.
Definitely.
You know, most of it is used to talk politics and insult each other. You know, everyone who buys MBs or 500 wants to express themselves.
Yeah.
And I picked interest when you talked of you can actually use this phone to actually teach yourself a few basics of business. So it is not wrong to discuss politics on phone. Don't get me wrong. It is not wrong to be in a WhatsApp group and push a cause of the person that you believe is important for you. But Eddie is bringing, and I'm going to ask him to share. I mean, how does this work? I want you to be wherever you are in Kamoli or Bujiri or Buyende, and if you can access internet, can you use this internet, the time you have with this phone, to open your opportunities of learning? Can you travel the world from actually Buyende to video, and you can travel this world using your phone by actually, according to Eddie, by accessing platforms that can teach you a few things in business. Eddie, what are those platforms? Actually, what are those platforms, and how can these young people, or the people who are having phones and can access internet, utilize that internet time for to better themselves?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Isaac. I think we are in a generation that is really blessed with a lot of resources. We are in an information era. This information, many of our parents did not access. As you said, unfortunately, we do not tap into this great resource. For example, internet. There is quite a lot that you can learn from YouTube. The other day, I was watching YouTube video on how to make my own tea at home, and this saves me a lot of money if I can use avocado seeds and then I can blend rosemary. If I can, these are do it yourself thing. It saves money, but it can also be a potential business idea. So we have this rich cloud of business ideas, of videos, of training resources, which we can access for free. And then we just supplement it with mentorship and coaching to do the application. How do you apply it in the day to day running of your business? So I think it starts from recognizing that you have an opportunity of information and then being intentional to grow your intellectual capital. Uh, when we are talking about capital, most of the times our mind run to money,
Yeah.
and that is the least form of capital. If all you have is money, then you are in a crisis because this is the least form of capital. If anything happens with this liquid cash, what can you do? But if you have this idea, if you have this intellectual capital, you can always start over again. So I would like to encourage the young people that are listening to us to use our phones to feed our mind, to use our phone to grow our intellectual capital, to use our phones to grow our social capital. Who are you connecting with? For example, these social media platforms. I am here because somehow I connected to your team, and they see what I'm doing, and then we've created a relationship which has made it possible for me to be here, and probably would be a beginning of different things that we can do together. So even when we're on social media, let's be quite intentional. Let it not just be on things that take our time, that entertain us, but things that build our social capital, intellectual capital, our networks, and it's able to improve our businesses.
Yeah, great. I mean, that's a good call to young people out there who have smartphones and they're using them for very not so beneficial things. So in this training, I would like you to give our listeners a few platforms that they can go to. You know, I mean, you're talking about business mentorship, business coaching. You're talking about, I mean, yeah, is it Yale?
Yeah.
Can you please give the listeners what are these platforms and what do they exactly do? What should they expect to on those platforms?
Yeah. So maybe I'll be quite specific to a platform which I represent, and that is the Year Community. Year Community is Young Entrepreneurs Community. It's one of the biggest platforms in the world. Now it has been taken on by the International Trade Center. You can go to YE Community, yearcommunity.com. So when you log on to yearcommunity.com, you will be able to register and have a membership profile on that community. You are able to be linked to a coach who can work with you, who can support you virtually, and then you are able to access funding opportunities which you can apply for seed funding. You can be able to pitch during our forums. We have what we call the year summits, year annual summit. Unfortunately, this year we've not had it. We are going to have it online because of the COVID situation. And then we have quite a number of blogs. For example, in this pandemic, we've been doing a lot of blogs. We've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings. We've been doing a lot of online mentorship. We've been doing a lot of WhatsApp group sharing ideas, sharing content. So as I said, and I emphasized before, that we are in an information era and we should take advantage of this information that's just right in our hands.
Just to add on that,